guys. It's 2022 and that means a whole new race season, and as part of that new race season I will be doing the Abominable Snow Race in 2 days actually. So it's really coming up soon, and I've been thinking about how can I keep my extremities warm, my hands and my feet. I had some chill blains last winter. I really don't want those to come back, and those come back from the cold. And it's going to be a thoroughly unpleasant -7 apparently for the overnight low the night before the race, and the day of the race it's supposed to get to the high teens. Since it is right now a balmy 35 degrees here in Iowa, I figure I will test out my glove setup to see how it's going to go. Now, I got a hot tip from a woman who owns horses. She said whenever she has to go to the barn, she puts on a pair of disposable, like, nursing doctor gloves as a base layer. And I thought, man, this is brilliant. Like, put these on, and allegedly these will keep your hands from getting terribly cold because they keep that little bit of, like, moisture and unbreathability. And if your hands can't breathe, they can't get cold. So that ought to be good. So this is going to be my base layer. I'm actually going to try and use a pair of thin, stretchy, cheapo gloves that you get, you know, for $1 anywhere as my second layer. Just for fun. This is, I have never put gloves on over nitrile gloves before. And I have pretty big hands, so this is just not, I mean, these teeny little gloves, they do stretch though. They do stretch nicely. All right, fantastic. And actually, I managed to find cold weather work gloves. These I got at Menards. I think they have like a neoprene layer in them. They feel extremely, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they don't feel super duper flexible compared to, you know, other potential gloves that a person could buy. But I'm gonna try them anyway and put those over the top. So we got 3 layers of gloves. Oh. And the goal here is not to have amazing range of motion. It's just to keep your hands from freezing, but still be able to use them. I mean, mittens aren't really appropriate for a winter OCR because you can't really do anything with them. So, okay, the flex is really pretty tight. I don't have a lot of flex here, but with, I mean, you can hear how incredibly, like, that's really hopefully going to be able to grip onto things even though they don't have a lot of flex. Because in this particular OCR, they have actually added a couple of grip obstacles that were not there before. So we will see how these gloves do on my monkey bars, and hopefully they'll be okay. Let's give it a shot. Okay, just enough flex. Actually do better on a thicker bar. Just enough flex to get around. Oh my god, those are such thin little bars. Hopefully the grips in the rigs that they have aren't going to be too bad, but yeah, I think that they'll stay warm at least, so that'll be very good. I can also see if removing this stretchy layer will give me a little bit more flex. So I'm going to try that and then make another path. Sweet Georgia Brown. This thumb is not coming on here. I got problems, people. Removing those gloves made it harder for me to get them on these. Okay. Ugh. They do have more flex. We'll see if that helps. those have a little more flex, and they'll probably keep my hands just as warm, so I might as well just kind of go with that. Hopefully this really does not want to come on my thumb. I'm gonna have to figure this out, but yeah, that's how I'm gonna keep my hands warm at least. Now, the feet. Now, normally when I'm out and about, I wear my electric heated socks, which have a battery pack, and you can actually adjust the heat. It has high, medium, and low, and the batteries on low last about 8 hours, and the batteries on high last about 4 hours, and that's great. Fabulous, right? But in this case, it's not a great idea to have an electric battery-powered sock because you're going to be going through the snow, you're going to be crawling in the snow, and you don't want to get these wet. So, for the purposes of this race, I'm going to be taking off the electric socks and putting on the waterproof socks. Now these, you can just search waterproof socks on Amazon, but these are not wool. I have tried wool socks, and I find that I don't like that while they retain warmth, you still feel the wetness. These are neoprene. These are basically like little scuba suit socks that you can put on your feet. And I always wear them over a regular pair of socks because they do feel weird on your skin. But these, I have actually kind of submerged. I've actually submerged my foot. Like you step into a puddle for a second and then you come out. I've stepped into like puddles of like mushy, slushy snow that's melting, and like immediately pulled it out. But for, like that split second, my feet stay dry. Like they do not feel wet at all. So that's what I'm going to be wearing, is regular socks with these neoprene socks over top to keep my feet nice and dry. So there you have it. Everything that you need to keep your hands and your feet warm during a winter obstacle race. The rest of what you wear is at your discretion. I personally am going to have 2 layers of tights, possibly a layer of pants over that if the weather hasn't warmed up sufficiently by the start of the first lap. I can always ditch the pants over top for the second lap. I'm going to wear a base layer on top and a sweatshirt over top of that. I'm going to have a thick cowl to keep my neck warm, and that I could pull up to cover my face as well. And I'm going to have a thinner cowl in addition to that. And what that's going to be for is blowing my nose. That is a hot tip. Wear a thin, get some like those thin stretchy cowls, and you can just pull it up, blow, then put it back down. It doesn't have to touch your skin really at all. It's just kind of sitting in there. Hot tip. And definitely a hat, because it will be cold and your ears will freeze off. So always wear a hat. But that's what I'll be wearing, and hopefully I'll see you guys at the Abominable Snow Race or somewhere else in 2022.